Hello and welcome to my channel. So, I have not done a bookshelf tour in quite some time, and as you just saw from the intro, which I changed right around the start of the new year as I finally got around to doing a new intro. And so I do have a lot of different books and a different setup, so I figured it would be a good time to do a bookshelf tour. I haven't done one in quite some time. I think I only ever did one, if I didn't already say that. But yeah, so figured it'd be a good time. So let's take a look at the new setup, the books. Of course, subject to change once I get more, but this, the big reorg I've done, I think will it stick mostly for a while. So let's jump in. So I figure we'll start with the middle here, and this was the first big change. Is I moved. Maybe we'll go row by row. I moved the Wheel of Time up to the top here to give an extra shelf. And so I do have actually under here, just for the record, padding so that they don't get like scratched on the wood. But I like how it looks behind the wheel symbol on the bookshelf. As well, it gives me an excuse to display that more prominently. I did have a room for extra, so there's also Warrior of Altai and the Conan Chronicles by Robert Jordan up there as well. And then I moved Discworld, which Discworld was mostly all on a shelf, but it was all kind of haphazard. So these are all the same height, and I added a couple of books on the ends here. We got Dune and one of the Codex Solera books in order to make it fit. Got the TARDIS as one book end here. That's actually like a piggy bank. And then on the other side are the Discworld books that are the shorter mass market paper size, with a few notable books there. We got Black Sun Rising, Golden Key, and Green Rider over there. And this is a battery that I'm using as the other bookend because that's harder to see. And I didn't have anything else at the time, and it's just kind of served the purpose. So then we have here, and it's not necessarily the case, but I do tend to prioritize, of course, what's the highest up. So we have in the main shelf here, Chronostars, which I finished this year and I absolutely loved. And then previously, the second shelf was the Sanders shelf. Now I have that split with some Sanderson up here, including Way of Kings Prime back there, which I never actually finished reading. Then the rest of the Sanderson is down on this shelf as well. So then we got this lovely Books of Earthsea by Ursula K. Le Guin in the middle here too. I will also note that this small little Captain angry looking duck guy, my wife randomly put this on the shelf in one of my videos, and whenever she remembers, she moves it to a different spot. No one has ever commented on the duck being there. Always expected eventually somebody would comment and ask why there's a duck that randomly moves in the videos, but no eagle-eyed viewer has gotten to it yet. So I don't know. Comment what I should name the duck. And then you can watch out for it to move in future videos, I guess. I'll pop over to the left here. And so we have, I should start here with Realm of the Elderlings. All the UK paperbacks fit here. You'll see too. I started doing that thing I know a lot of booktubers will do, where they put just a different book in backwards. So that's Dead House Landing, because it's the same size so that it holds the spot. So we have the lovely, I still can't believe how lucky I was that all of the Realm of the Elderlings UK paperbacks fit on one shelf. That does include Willful Princess, Piebald Prince, and The Inheritance. So really, really happy with that amazing series. And then up top, we have the beautiful anniversary editions and then Lycanius. And then these, besides I have read Shadow of the Gods, I still need to read The Unhewn Throne and Blood and Bone. These I hide over here because they're all a slightly different size, and it makes me really sad. So I put them on the edge so that it's less noticeable. And then I'm working on, eventually I'm going to get all the full-size ones. So I'll just drop down here. This is a really weird, out-of-order bookshelf tour, but I have the UK paperback Faithful and the Fallen books here. And then we've got part of the decision here was just other books that fit here. So like I've got Road Brothers, Trader God, reading Winnowing Flame right now. It's a random one. And then I had a weird thing where this is book 1, this is book 2, and they're slightly different size. So I use that as the divider, and then I have books that are this size over here. So like I've noticed a lot of self-pub books are this size. So these are some of my Maryland books of Blood and Fire. Though I don't think that, I mean, this is probably not self-pub. It's got a penguin logo on it. So maybe it's just a weird size there. Let's mosey on over to second shelf in the middle. So we have Lightbringer, which I still think is gets way too much flack. I'm a big fan of it. And I tried to arrange two by size, so like some hardcovers are different sizes too. So we got Lightbringer. We have the Tales of Durand, which I've still never once heard anybody else who's ever read this ever. Pretty solid though. And then some other ones here. So we've got Fate of the Fallen, which I still need to read. The Unspoken Name, which I still need to read. I love the cover for this one now. That was a really poor shot of it. We got the Plague of Giants series, the rest of the Sanderson. So then moving over to the right shelf, we have what has become mostly Tad Williams, because I have the Memories on Thorn series. I've been collecting, I still need Brothers of the Wind to go with the new Last King, Lost and Ard books. I know that one's another novella, and I don't know where it fits in. I recently got a couple of his Shadow March ones, still need to get more, and then I wanted to stick with the same size for the most part, hardcovers. So we have Dragon Mage, Magician, which is over on the TBR shelf, which we'll get to, and these Lois McMaster Bugel ones. Last one's slightly taller, that's why it's on the edge to hide that too. Going down, got the beautiful Red Queen's War hardcover collection, which I'm super excited. I really want to get some hardcovers for Broken Empire to fit too. So here we have the rest of my Mark Lawrence, and then my Liza Locke-Lamore Gentleman Mastered series here as well. I tried to not have as many stacked up like this, but it works when I want to pair authors together and allows me to put a fair amount of them there, so I have some. These, which I still haven't read yet, but they stand out really nicely. We got the Grey and True Bastards, got some Sullivan, random Dinotopia book I found, and I haven't read Dinotopia since I was a kid, so I was pretty excited. And then these Shannara hardcover, so I've got all of those over the years at a good price as well. Dropping down, then we have Malazan. So I only have, as you can see, some of the trade paperback sizes. Then I have this one, which is the book club hardcover. Hiding behind it are my old tattered, the three I still only have in mass market paperback. So that's why it's arranged like that, if you've ever wondered, because it's the only spot where there's a facing out book that's not directly over other books on the shelf, and that's why it's hiding the mass market paperbacks. And then we got the Demon Cycle, which I have read, and the Crossroads trilogy by Kate Elliott, which is definitely on the table for this year. So let's just finish up the rest of this shelf and move over. So then we have Black Company and Dagger and Coin. I still someday I'm going to get back to Black Company, but I kind of just fell off there. We do have a couple of Joe Abercrombie books. Those are some of the only ones I still have that I haven't hauled yet because I haven't read them yet. And then the Chorus of Dragons, which is also one of the series I commented I really want to get, which those look really nice on the shelf as well. Going down a little bit lower, we've got another hardcover shelf. So we've got the Dinosaur Lords books, which I'm just, at this point, I'm assuming are going to be bad because I've heard that, but I want to read them anyway. A couple of Howard Andrew Jones, Project Hail Mary, which I got because everybody says I should read it. Couple random picks, Rage of Dragons, which maybe I'll read someday, and some other miscellaneous ones here, including my new Stephen R. Donaldson, and 20 Years After is hiding on the right side, Alexandre Dumas, because I didn't realize when I bought a couple of others they weren't all the same size, so that one's down there. And then on the bottom here, going all the way across, we've got some mass market paperbacks, including, I have Mistborn hardcovers, but I keep those because one of them's signed and I like the cover art. These are all a little bit more random for what's actually down there for those. Moving over to the middle shelf, here we've got mostly the same size of trade paperback. So we got our 5 Warrior Angels, City of Brass, Porcelain Chronicles, which I'm really excited to read. I know the new book of that's coming out, so I'll probably read that this year too. The Anthony Ryan collection, missing Bloodsong, which is over there, and some others as well. We got the Chronicles of Amber. These Legends of Dragon Realm books that I'm going to read someday, they're, I guess, a collection of short stories, and they're really pretty, and I got them pretty cheap. We got some Michael R. Fletcher books here, Blackstone Heart and Two Dreams in Blood from Obsidian Path, which are fantastic. Weavers by John Walker. And then we have my Stephen R. Donaldson, the original trilogy, and then the last 4. I have the middle trilogy in mass market, so I don't have that over here. Dropping down, we've got the kind of mostly, there's actually 2 sizes of paperbacks here too, you can probably see. So we've got I've got this trilogy I've ended up getting, and I can't remember what it's actually called, but The Conjuring of Assassins, which I was able to get the whole thing. War for the Rose Throne, I still need to read. I grabbed a couple of the Dune books here. Blood of an Exile, some K.J. Parker, Powder Mage. I only have the one Senlin book I still need to read. And then I have Guy Gabriel Kay, he's kind of all over. But then there's the Neil Gaiman section, and I have Anansi Boys up here just to put it with Neil Gaiman. Another Kate Elliott book, and then Riria, which is also definitely, I swear, on my list to read this year. And then we've got more of the mass market paperbacks. There are some notables down there because I've got some Recluse books, and I've got some Wars of Light and Shadow books down there as well. Jumping over back to the left shelf, we have the UK size hardcover, which is the shorter one. Start by Prydain Chronicles, Black Tongue Thief. Tor Essentials is doing these ones with this size now, so that works. Kevin Black Ice, another Kate Elliott. Oh, there's the other Joe Abercrombie. Then we have the Bartimaeus trilogy plus the fourth book. That I still wonder. I've never read the fourth book, but I read the trilogy when I was a kid, so I plan to do a reread at some point. One of the rare sci-fi series, and then a couple more here. And then we got some other, the Tall Heroes of Night Angel I still need to read. Wizard Knight by Gene Wolfe. Definitely also want to read Cycle of Fire is really good. Someday I'll read The Expanse. And then we have some Tchaikovsky, Red Countries, which is that's the last Joe Abercrombie book, I promise. Son of the Storm, Duncan Hamilton, which these are really pretty. I read the first one, it was okay. Maybe I'll read the rest. I just like them, so I didn't want to get rid of them because they're pretty. And then we got some older things with Riddlemaster, Once a Future King, Jereg, Dark Elf, and then a couple of newer ones with Black Leopard, Red Wolf, Left Hand of God, and then some more of the mass market paperbacks. So those are the main shelves that you see in a lot more detail. The Overflow shelf is over here. It's got some records on it too. So I just cleaned it up a little bit. So we've got some more hardcovers up there. A lot of this is stuff that I just haven't been able to find a spot, or I'll move newer stuff after I do book haul videos on it as well. This goes all the way down till the bottom one, which is really shoved full. There's a lot of good stuff on here too. It's just I don't have that much room. So this is where it ends up going. Only Good Indians is a new one I need to get. We got the Game of Kings, a few others. Just all kinds of stuff in here as well. A lot of stuff that I've needed to get to for a while, and it just hasn't merited priority on this shelf. And then, gotta make sure you don't see the unhauled books yet. We've got this is a tiny shelf, which I'm trying to, don't look. It's a tiny shelf. And on the top shelf is my TBR shelf. So these are books I'm going to read in February, and I'm just keeping them here until I do my wrap-up video. And then these are the 5 that you could vote for my March TBR. So I'll link that video. Votes are still going until February 25th of 2022, so depending on when you watch this, they should still be open. You'll still have a lot of time if you want to vote on one of those for me to read in March. And then I also use this when I have books that I've not done a haul video for, so you might have gotten a quick look. I think I posted some of them on Discord anyway. But then that's the newest shelf, and that's what we do there. Then, of course, we have the pretty bookshelf, which is not in my office where I have all the rest of them. And this is where I put some of the fancy books like these Barnes & Noble leatherbounds, my growing collection of Brandon Sanderson leatherbounds, and then I've got some other miscellaneous, my Paper Mill Classics, fancy Lord of the Rings, Decameron, that's a random one I got from somebody on Discord, pretty cool. Some others, these big coffee table books, and so that's there as well. Alright, so that is the Bookshelf Tour 2022. Hope you enjoyed getting a closer look at all of the books. Like I said, there's been a lot of changes. I still have a book buying problem. I'm working on it, but not very hard. So, hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments any books, once again, if you saw that you have any comments on. There's plenty to choose from, and if you want to name the Captain Angry Duck guy as well, let me know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like. Check the link in the description for the Wizardly Duo Discord. If you want to chat any of these books, any books in general, or really just anything, it's a lot of fun, and we would love to have you. And of course, if you enjoy my content, make sure to subscribe.